Greetings once again, fellow shinobi. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Naruto. Sasuke's story, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust. Previously, we saw the defeat of Warden Zansul and Gigi undoing the Edo Tensei that resurrected multiple dinosaurs, with Sasuke even losing his new best buddy Menno. Would have been cool to have Sasuke have a Velociraptor summons. Oh well, what can you do? But with everything said and done, what happens now? What happens to the prison that Zansul was running? What happens with the whole government contract essentially Zansul had going on for dinos of mass destruction? Will there be any repercussions? Not to mention, we were on this mission to get a cure for what was going on with Naruto. So, chop chop, guys. So join me as I find out what happens next, won't you? Alright, we pick up with Menno having just returned to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know, technically, shouldn't like a chicken appear? Like the corpse of a chicken appear in that pile of dust? Isn't that usually how the Edo Tensei works? Regardless, Sasuke stands there lamenting the loss of his new best buddy. Sakura looks up and is shocked to see snow falling from the sky. Oh geez, wow, that T-Rex that Sakura punched out previously gets back up right behind Sakura, who is distracted, much to the shock of Sasuke and Gigi. It rushes past Sakura, rushes past Sasuke, and then bites into Gigi, much to Sakura's shock. What the heck? Why though? And then the T-Rex finally fully dissipates. What the heck? Was it just pissed off at what Gigi had done in resurrecting them? Alright, Gigi falls to the ground bleeding. Sasuke and Sakura rush to his aid, with Sasuke catching him before he fully falls to the ground. Sakura comes up to him saying, "Stay with us." As Gigi coughs up blood, she uses her medical ninjutsu to try to start healing him. But Gigi puts a hand to her wrist, solemnly telling her, "Don't bother healing me." Sakura shouts, "What, are you crazy? You have to get back to Margot. You just found out she's still alive." Gigi tells her, "After everything I've done, I don't deserve her. Forget about me. Help the others." He then coughs up blood again as Sakura calls out to him, saying, "We're not losing you." But Gigi's hand falls from Sakura's wrist as he starts to lose strength, with Sakura still calling out his name. And as Gigi starts to fade, he thinks, "I wonder if I had been as strong as these two, even though we were so far apart and beyond each other's sight, if I'd had faith that we would be together again, maybe things would have been different." He continues hearing a voice call out to him, "Gigi, Gigi," and he thinks, "I know them." He calls out, "Margot?" But it's Sakura shouting, "You don't get to die now. I'm saving you, whatever it takes. You have to live." And shocked, all Gigi can do is chuckle to himself, saying, "I gotta say, Doc, you sure are stubborn. Yeah, I couldn't think he'd die after all of this. That would be kinda messed up." He then pick up at a gravesite with someone laying down flowers. I have no idea who this is. The young boy says, "I've been so focused on the capital in Nagara that I haven't been able to make rebuilding the observatory a priority." Oh, is that Gigi and Margot? It looks like him from the hairstyle. But a man and a woman ride up to him on horseback, with the woman saying, "All in due time. You've only just ascended to the throne, sire. Your work as the king of Radaku has still barely begun. Please understand that, King Nanara." Okay. So, from what I know, that's the story which Kakashi is involved in. Maybe once this is done, we'll get that story. I feel like we should have gotten that story first, because I'm like, I do not know this character. Nanara smiles at the woman, telling her right. He gets on his horse saying, "Come on, let's go check out the lake next. Try to keep up." Margot and Gigi, the two of them smile at the king, with Gigi telling Margot, "Hold on tight now." Margot smiles going, as they go galloping off, following behind their king, not their kid. I mean, maybe sometime in the future. I mean, if nothing else, Gigi is a good source of information, and there's proof that he was basically being held under duress, so it's weird that the king is only being escorted by the two of them, but knowing that Gigi had the ability to She used an Edo Tensei. That's not an easy jutsu to perform. We then pick up in the village hidden in the leaves, Konoha. At Tommy's vintage suite, we pick up with Ino and Sakura, with Ino saying, so the other day I had some fun with Inojin's hair and a curling iron. Oh jeez, this poor kid. Sakura says, oof, I bet he loved that. Ino says, well, I may have forced him into it a little, but I swear that boy's hair is so ramrod straight, the curls barely lasted at all. I mean, both you and Sai have very straight hair. Sakura says, well, if that's what helps him avoid bedhead, then color me jealous. She thinks of Shikamaru saying, speaking of bedhead, I heard from Tamari that Shikamaru's hair is absolutely wild in the morning. Ino says, don't I know it? I saw it all the time on our missions. He wakes up looking like a hedgehog. Oh god. Wow, Shikamaru without his hair tied back. He looks like such an anime character. God, man. Have we ever actually seen Shikamaru without his hair tied back? Weird. And speak of the devil, Shikamaru walks up to the two of them saying, well, excuse me for being such a hedgehog then. Feels like such an excuse me, princess situation. The two are shocked and then turn to see Shikamaru coming up. Ino questions, what brings you here? Shikamaru points over saying, I got something to give Sakura. Sarada told me I could find you here. And we see Sarada over with grocery bags in her hands calling out to her mom saying, I gotta take care of dinner tonight, all by myself. Sakura waves saying, that's great, thanks honey. Ino says, well, isn't she a go-getter? Sakura explains she's been a regular little chef ever since her homestay with Master Iruka. Okay, Iruka taught her how to cook? Nice. I didn't know Iruka could cook. Sakura then says to Shikamaru, oh, Shikamaru, what do you have for me? Shikamaru says, right. A preliminary report on the ultra particle from the observatory. For your perusal. He hands over the document. Sakura says, thanks. How's Naruto faring? Shikamaru says, not great, frankly. I've told him to stay off his feet, but he shows up to the Hokage office every day. Even when I keep his workload small, the guy just finds more stuff to add to his plate. Yeah. It's one of those things that when people got mad at the fact that Boruto was, upset that his dad is, constantly working, it's yes, Boruto understands his dad has an important job, but he also is you are missing out on your kid's life. Breaking point being Himawari's birthday, when your freaking shadow clone just disappears holding her cake. Not cool, bro. It's great that he is so dedicated to his job, but it's just you're sacrificing time with your children. Even if they understand you have an important job, that tends to sour a relationship. But what do I know? Smiles saying maybe keeping busy is a good distraction for him. Sakura says, right? And more bed rest probably won't cure him anyway. Shikamaru basically sighs and says, yeah, I guess you're right. And as he walks off, he says, anyhow, I'll keep you appraised of any updates or progress. Sakura says, great, thanks. Ino takes a sip of her tea? I'll go with tea. And then is shocked to see something. She says, no way. Now there's something I never thought I'd see. You wearing jewelry? As she notices Sakura's ring. Sakura picks it up saying, oh, this? And she smiles at it. Ino simply smiles at this and says, I'm happy for you, which takes Sakura off guard. Ino continues on saying, that's from Sasuke, right? It's written all over your face. I mean, I would hope so. Sakura can only smile. Ino then says, and look at that gem. It must have cost him an arm and a leg. Sakura says, nope. He made it for me, actually, with her style. Is taken off guard, saying, so you've got some of Sasuke's chakra with you wherever you go. Sakura simply says, I never thought about it like that. That's actually kind of nice. Sakura says, in fact, if it weren't for this ring, then... Oh. We flashed back to when Sasuke was searching for Sakura, when she was apparently buried under the rubble of the observatory. He called out saying, Sakura, where are you? Yell if you can hear me. He thinks to himself, damn it, can't sense her chakra. But then feels something off in the distance. He thinks, that feels like my chakra. And he heads over to the spot where Sakura was buried, being drawn to the feeling of his chakra on her ring. Ino says, if it weren't for that ring, what? Oh, if it weren't for that ring, what? So Sakura didn't actually explain what was going on. Sakura waves this off saying, nothing. Ino simply just goes, She then sees something going, there's Sasuke. Sakura turns to see Sasuke walking through the village. Says, speak of the devil, as they say. And Sakura just face plants on the table. Says, what's wrong? Oh god. Sakura blushes, saying Sasuke's just so hot. Really? Oh, jeez. Couples be like that, though. You'd be shocked. Certain couples be like, oh, he's just so gorgeous. It's just like, how are y'all married? Says, well, duh, Sasuke's as hot as he ever was. But you've been married to the guy for years now. You're telling me you still get the hots for him? All that passion? Sakura says, how could I not? Says, how the heck did you survive a long-term mission constantly fawning over him like this? Sakura blushes and smiles, saying, I'm fine on missions since my shinobi switch flips when it's go time. But ever since we got back to the village, I don't know, it feels like it's like it all feels fresh and new again. Ooh, got that fire lit up. Careful now. Gonna give Sarada a little sister at this point. Or brother. Whatever. Says, yeah, okay, down girl. Well, thanks for the chat. And the two wave each other off as they say goodbye. Sakura walks through the village, still gazing and fawning over her ring, thinking, I actually owe my life to this ring. A shame it gets in the way while working. But once I'm retired, I'll be able to wear it no problem. She takes off her ring, putting it in her bag. That is a bit of a shame. I'd say wear it as a necklace. Some people do that. We then pick up with that night as Sarada has cooked dinner, saying it's ready. Sakura is shocked and beams as she sees the spread. Oh yeah, looking good. I'd love to see this in the anime. Really need to check out the anime version of this. Probably looks, mouth-watering. Sakura says, wow, look at this spread, honey. You even made a bunch of your dad's favorite. Sarada takes off her oven mitts, saying, well, tomatoes just happen to be on sale, so why not? Sakura says, let's dig in while it's hot. She gives a simple prayer, saying thank you for the meal, takes a bite and beams, saying, delicious. She's then taken off guard by Sasuke just simply eating the food as Sarada is gazing at him, waiting for a bit of a reaction. And Sasuke not noticing this. So Sakura, obviously gets a little upset and kicks him under the table, which catches Sasuke off guard, and Sakura gestures over at Sarada. Sasuke turned out like such a dad. Like the stoic dad who just doesn't really say much of anything. Like Dad Sasuke is just so on point with some depictions of anime dads. Just dads in general. Like that look of your child is waiting for your response. Judge the meal. Sasuke, pauses at Sakura's reaction and then looks over at Sarada. And he smiles and says it's good. Sarada beams, saying, you mean it? Sasuke says, yeah, really good. Sarada then says, I mean, don't humor me just because I cooked, okay? And then Sarada chats up a storm with her father. Sakura gives a gentle smile. Oh, damn. You don't know how much I love this. Because, we get so much of the home life of Naruto, Boruto, Hinata, and all that good stuff. Sometimes not as much as I'd like, mostly as someone who mostly reads the manga and stuff. I feel like Hinata could have been a little bit more involved in terms of the manga. But ever since the Sarada story and getting a little bit more of her relationship with her father, having moments like this are this is nice. This is really nice. Later that night, after the dishes have been washed, Sarada is in bed. Sasuke is out on the balcony of their home, gazing up at the moon. Sakura walks out holding 2 cups of tea. Probably tea. I always want to say coffee just because, in some series that's what it would be, but, usually with most Japanese households they be drinking tea. Sakura hands Sasuke his cup, saying here. Sasuke gives simple things. And as Sakura gazes up at the sky as well, taking a sip, she tells Sasuke, I heard from Master Kakashi. Gigi and Margo were reunited. These days they're working as guides near the observatory grounds. Sasuke pauses before saying, I see. Sakura says, good for them, right? Sasuke gives a stoic, Sakura then goes on to say, I also learned that in Ridaku, a ring on the 4th finger of the left hand is a symbol of marriage. Did you know that? Sasuke takes a sip of his drink, not really saying anything. Sakura then goes on to say, that got me wondering, did you give me this ring to scare off other guys? She says, turning to him and blushing, and Sasuke, in a very rare moment, is stopped dead in his tracks, choking on his drink a little bit. Oh man. He quickly hides his face, not really saying much of anything, but obviously caught. All Sakura does is smile at him. She then moves in, putting her head on his shoulders, saying, thank you. The end. Ugh, damn. This so deeply has endeared me to this relationship. Like, you don't even know, man. You don't even know. This story was fascinating. The whole dinosaur stuff was still like, holy crap. But the ninja stuff too was like really fun. Getting to see them actually do some espionage stuff. But in true Naruto fashion, it's just like, suddenly dinosaurs! You thought this was ninja espionage, but dinosaurs! But at the heart of things, this being essentially something to really show off the deep love of and caring that Sasuke and Sakura have for each other. That being at the forefront of things, brilliant. You know, this gets points in a lot of places. The spy stuff, great. Kind of fell off towards the end with Zansul. Like, I thought Zansul was going to be a much bigger thing as we went forward. I didn't mind it being Gigi ultimately, but I don't know, I guess I was hoping for something kind of climactic between Zansul and Sasuke. You know, Sasuke gets the big battle against Zansul, and Sakura appeals to Gigi's heart, which I like that. I like that Sakura's caring is what helped to sway Gigi. But also Sasuke's kindness, because he got to know the guy. And, you know, it's probably me projecting, but I feel like Sasuke saw a lot of Naruto in Gigi. Because he just gave off those vibes. Gigi felt very Naruto. Like, almost like Sasuke just kind of attracts those people as friends. You know, even when it comes to, oh god, I'm blanking on his name. What was it? Kogetsu? Fugetsu? The water dude. Or was it Jizo? I'm forgetting his name. But the guy who hung around Sasuke, he also gave a bit of a Naruto vibe to a certain extent. Just the rambunctious nature. And I felt like Sasuke surprisingly got along with him pretty well too. Was it Suigetsu? Yeah, I thought that was great. And just all the little moments that really showed just how much Sasuke actually really thinks about Sakura. From a personal standpoint, I always find their union a little bit like how they got together will always feel like I wish we had gotten like a moment, like before they got together, to just elaborate on how Sasuke kind of came around to her. Because it was obvious that Sasuke cared for her, especially during the Naruto series days. But during Shippuden, it just, I don't know, I always felt like they needed more. Like at least a few more hints to there being something to this relationship. At least before it got started. But, you know, given the time between the end of Shippuden and Boruto where they have a grown-ass child, anything could have happened. So, and it's been a hot minute since I've gone back and like reread or rewatched all that Naruto stuff. So maybe there were a few more hints that I just am not catching on to, but it's stuff like this that is like, yeah, I'm on board. I am fully on board with this relationship. I remember all the jokes people made before Sarada had run into Sasuke during that whole side story, and people were like, oh, Sasuke, absentee dad, is Sakura even the mother, yada yada yada. Like, it feels like this whole story is just Kishimoto being like, oh man, I gotta drop the ball in this relationship, gotta play some damage control. And I know Kishimoto has said that he's not good at writing romance, so this being something from a novel written by someone else makes a bit of sense, although I feel like Kishimoto probably had to have some input on how this all happened. But the art here was great, the story was great, seeing Sakura in action is always a pleasure, because the thing is, when Sakura really actually gets going, it's just like, man, Sakura's like really solidly capable. It's just unfortunate she so often gets so overshadowed by other characters. And while I feel like in terms of combat, she didn't have as much shine as I would have liked, her intelligence, her thinking, her compassion, and her love just highlight all throughout. But that's enough rambling for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about this story? Did it help you become more endeared to Sasuke and Sakura's relationship? Are you still a no-go on that? Or have you always been a fan of that relationship? I want to hear from you. And what did you think of the story as a whole? The finale, Zansul's end, Gigi's direction. Again, Zansul felt anticlimactic for me, but I love the direction with Gigi because I like the character, and I'm really hoping for them to adapt Kakashi's story. That would be fun. But hey, remember to subscribe just in case there's more Naruto on the horizon. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.